what's up, y'all? It's your boy Chris, Devon, and Diarmani here with
What's
another
going on?
episode of Mad Movies, okay? So this one we're talking about today is Creed 3. So I'll let I always do the synopsis to speak first. So I'll let you, Diarmani, you saw it first. You've been waiting the longest. He got the
Man,
Monday early release and
man,
been upset about it. So go ahead and
man,
run it.
I've been waiting on this movie for so long, and I'm glad I was finally able to see it. We were all planning to go see this incredible movie, what, Friday, Thursday, and I just happened to be, telling them, schedule y'all tickets before the theaters get packed. I go in there, I see one Monday afternoon. I said, we in there. We's going to go see it. And for anybody that has the opportunity to go see like a premiere movie, I couldn't tell you how they come about, but it's way less previews, and you literally start off by like sitting in your chair at the theater, and you watch like the actors in the movie on the red carpet walking into the theater to watch the movie just like you. So it's just a whole nother connection that you feel to the movie that's like unlike anything you've ever
Man,
really experienced before, unless you've seen a movie premiere. I mean, countdown and all of that. Like it was like they're
dang.
thanking you for being, one of the first, people of the public to see the movie with them on premiere night.
You're the
Yeah,
focus
like
group.
it was really dope. You get a poster and all that, which I was charged up waiting on y'all all week just off of how that.
Where the post?
Right, because we
Where the
did say
poster
no
at?
spoilers.
Y'all
We
definitely
said no
said
spoilers.
I
I
can't
didn't
even
even
get there.
know
It's in
all
the
of that.
closet, but
That's
yeah,
tough.
it's literally like the one Devon got behind him, but they literally had like posters they were handing out when people walked in. I was like, "Oh, this is
Okay.
incredible." Well, basically, this is the
Well, you ain't the only one with a little poster action. Wakanda
hey man
forever.
when
You
you
feel me? I got a Deadpool one around
when
here
you get one of
somewhere.
them, you feel some type of way, but in a good way. So
You feel some type of way, yeah. I like this. I might get
Man, they
this
don't have
tattooed on
no
me. So
posters where I'm at, bro. I go to the weakest
you
movie
make
theater
your own.
ever,
you could
man.
do. We know you definitely
Yeah, I got to make
could.
my own right.
You could definitely
Yeah, facts.
make one and sell one. But I mean,
Uh-huh.
So
this thing needs no explanation. Everybody watching this done seen one of the creeds.
Everybody
Everybody.
is.
or
Well,
one of
one
the
of the Rockies.
Rockies.
Come on, this thing been run down
Um,
7 times over. Okay, what we here to talk
yeah.
about is why this one is special. So let's get into it.
Okay, can we talk about the graphics on this? Because I walked in, I turned to Christina because that's my movie buddy. I said, now they shot this with some ultra camera,
Oh
some
yeah,
type
yeah.
of
They
I
shot
don't know
they
what's
they
going on
shot that,
here,
and they talked
but
about it in the premiere. This was the first like sports movie, action movie, really shot completely with IMAX cameras. So this
mm,
was recorded
Mm.
with IMAX
yeah,
cameras.
that
And
was
it's the first he did. And for Michael B. Jordan to be doing this like his first director movie and everything, he didn't even realize that that's what. No,
the
that's
impact.
what he was doing. He was talking about that like he had no idea
Mm,
until after the movie was done, and he just thought everybody was recording those type of movies with IMAX cameras, and they told him like you're the first one to record a movie entirely on IMAX. So that's a milestone we can give him a pat
That's
on the
tough.
back for. So
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
So
And
yeah,
I really like the fact that he
oh
directed
yeah,
this. Not many, yeah, not we don't always get to see the main character or the actor in a movie actually be a director of it. We have started to see it, kind of as of recent, but it was really dope to see it. And I think they really put an emphasis on it in that very first scene, the opening scene of him fighting one of his last fights prior to where the story catches us up in, like, I think 2023 or 24.
the
But
you talking about
it
the Rumble in the Jungle scene at the beginning.
uh-huh. Yeah, bro. That was really dope to see that, because we always watch the movie and we watch him in the ring. But him being a director is him giving us the sight of him actually, like, first person almost. So he was able to give us vantage points and ideas that we really didn't even care to think of or really like expand our mind on, or maybe a director really wouldn't think about. So him having the training of being boxing and getting ready and conditioning for the role and stuff like that, and everything that he learned, it was really dope for him to be able to implement that into the directing role of him in this movie, which just made it even that much better to watch. I mean, I was sitting there like this, right in my seat when that scene popped up. I said, "Nah, you know what? I'm gonna watch this whole movie just like this, because
Oh yeah, I
they
was
got us ready."
leaning in.
I
The
mean,
old
now
movie.
it's and through the premiere, you got to learn like it was kind of cool because like some of the actors were, you could see the excitement that they knew people were finna see this for the first time and they've been waiting to tell people about it. But obviously they can't tell too much. But one of my favorite things was just seeing like they had actually casted um, his daughter, who was like real life deaf, and
That's his real
no,
daughter.
it's not
No.
his daughter, but I'm saying like the daughter in that played
Oh,
the role in the movie. She's real life deaf, and like she was doing the premiere interviews
Oh
like
yeah.
motherfuckers.
sign language and everything. And there was a whole sign language element about the red carpet, and just because of her and trying to
Mm.
put her out there, and she had the whole custom fit, you know, by people who were fans of the movie. So it was just I'm like, man, because you go back to
Yeah.
the first one, the mother, she's losing her hearing, so for them to think that in depth and add a daughter in there that's dealing with the same thing the mothers would be, but just on a whole another level of like realness.
Well, I'm pretty
Hmm.
sure that she was saying that was like one of her fears of like, because she knew it was like a hereditary
Right.
trait that
Yeah, no,
her
one
child had
thousand
an
percent. And
Of
increased
course.
they could have
risk. Like
definitely
it,
went the method or way of just hiring an actor and telling them only do silent. You know what I'm saying?
teaching
But
them
they
sign
really
language.
went out there and
Yeah.
got somebody that lives their life every day. So I think that only adds to the quality of the movie
Hmm.
for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it makes it genuine. It's
I
really
thought that
dope
was
too to
nice.
see. Yeah, it's dope too that they show how their daughter is like a product of the both of them. You know what I'm saying? Just as just as successful, I guess, in her life that she is with having
Disabilities.
that disability. She's also able to pick up what her dad does, even without her not being able to hear anything, which allows her, what I'm saying, to have somewhat of an advantage and staying focused when it comes to, you know, conditioning on boxing. So that's dope.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
there was so many just unique elements throughout the movie. Just scenes of L.A., Hollywood, um, just different venues that they
Michael B. Jordan always in South
man
Central on Crenshaw or something like
man.
that, right? He
Yeah.
always getting
That's his
into it.
he
stomping grounds.
Uh-huh.
So
That's yeah. He
so
ain't from there at all.
so let's give him a quick rundown of what happened in this film, just so everybody tracking. I keep it brief, but starts off with the rumble in the jungle, and Michael B wins, of course, but then he goes in retirement. They fast forward, I think that was like 3 years. So then they fast forward to 2023, where he has his wife, kid. They live in a nice house, and he just sticking to training the next fighter. So he's training his next world
Longer than
champ.
that.
I
I
think it
think it
was just
was.
3 years. He was in
I think it was
retirement because
7.
really, well,
I
he
think it
was
was
in
7.
retirement for some years. His daughter was definitely about 7, but so they show his retirement life where he's just a trainer and he stepped away from that, and they put more focus on Tessa Thompson and her role as a producer too, and uh, his friend, his buddy Dame, who is what's this man's name?
yep.
Jonathan Majors. He's in prison. He comes out after 18 hard years of after his third strike, and he used to be like the Golden Gloves champ when they was kids. He was like the number one fighter in LA, and he always held on to that. Like basically, Michael B. Jordan was living his dreams, and he saw it from afar in prison, and he just never let that dream die. So when he got out of jail, he comes straight to Michael B. Jordan. It's like, hey, bro, I don't really want no handouts, but what you could do for me is give me a spot to um,
Be able to contend.
contend. Yeah, and Michael B. Jordan like laugh at it, like, bro, you older than me, and I had to retire. Ain't no way. And
Right.
so the dude had a chip on his block, on his shoulder. His coach didn't want. He was like, hey man, don't let him in here. He bad news. And so they let him in. He ended up letting him in as a sparring partner for the world champ, and he ended up like going a little bit too rough with it, and they kick him out. And so then they calm down. They had a party, and spoiler, he hires like one of his buddies from prison to come and break the dude hand that's supposed to fight the world champ. So then
Right.
that gets him in the door to have the title shot like straight out of prison, 18 years. So it's like all these people come watch, and everybody think it's gonna be like a not even a close fight. Like the champ is supposed to like knock Jonathan Major's character out quick, but Dame he come in and he just
You
obliterate this
know.
man like it's a bloodbath on on the title fight, and So then he ended up being a world champ, and at that point, he like flips the switch on Michael B and just becomes like a menace. He like, yeah, I'm telling the world about you. You a punk. You run away from your family. This, that, and the third. So that fires up Michael B, and this is when they get into they fight. That sets up they fight because he did it on like national TV. He calls him in while he doing an interview. And it's like, hey, you a pussy.
No, it definitely
And he
it
like,
Everybody
definitely
bet
know.
got
I challenge
super
you.
toxic. But he definitely had a following. And you go back to, him being one of the hottest things on the street when he was coming up in the boxing world, um, and with it just being set, the whole movie being set and grounded in L.A. You know, the community really supports its own, especially when they see it's somebody that has the talent to get out. And I think that
Yeah,
message alone in the movie of just bringing light to all those people that were talented, young, made some poor decisions, got caught in a bad situation, and ended up having everything taken from them. That's a very normal thing out here. Really anywhere, but more
a
so
lot
out
of people
here
can relate
because
to that.
everybody is so hard to survive. You get people taking unnecessary chances, and maybe they was doing something like protecting somebody they care about, and now all of it is gone. Right,
Like he
and or
was.
somebody he thought he
So
cared
I was
about,
gonna ask
and
about
then
that.
you write into him and don't hear nothing back. Right, because
Well, that was his mama's
again,
fault.
we can get into that,
Yeah,
right? But at the same time, he won that fight. Obviously, he had some
yeah. Looking from his
he
perspective,
he did some things that were kind of dirty.
I mean,
No,
he
he
had
did
some
some things that
reason.
were kind of
Yeah,
like dirty in the
yeah,
fighting world throughout that fight. But
yeah.
he
Of
won.
course, yeah,
And the first time Michael B. Jordan
yeah,
had talked, he didn't say congratulations. You won. None of that. First time he talked to him was after
He,
he checked up on the other guy, and then he talks to him, meets him at the beach. Obviously, he's celebrating that he won. But the first thing he's talking to him
right.
about is a picture that he got in the mail that he told him he never received. He didn't say my mom held this.
well, he
Exactly.
didn't
Well,
receive it.
you know what I'm saying. But he talked to him and he's telling him, I don't have none of that mail. What are you talking about? Making him feel even
Right.
crazier
Yeah,
Yeah,
after he just did the last
yeah,
15 years, 20 years, whatever. Waiting on him to say something back, and now all of a sudden you win a match,
right.
and he got the mail and the pictures and all this stuff that he said he never had. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
yeah.
Yeah.
So I was gonna say, well, how y'all feel about? So the reason Dane went to jail, he had 3 strikes or 2 strikes. His third strike, Michael B. After one of Dane's fights, they went to a corner store and he found uh, Adonis was like going to this corner store and he saw some dude that used to abuse him and start hitting on him.
Mm-hmm.
And so he started getting jumped by the dude friends. So Dane came up, pulled a gun, and was trying to protect, Michael B's character. And but he ended up running away, and Dane went to jail for 18 years because that was like his third strike. So
Right.
the one, I was just gonna say like, everybody was saying, "Oh, it's not your fault. You don't owe that man nothing." The whole time I was like, like if he had went to jail on someone his own accord, like he was literally standing up for his little brother. Like
Yeah.
they was in the same group holding together. He loved you. Like he knew he had a career guaranteed, and he risked that for you. And then you ain't right him, regardless if you got mail or anything from him. You like
Yeah.
you
He
did
but I
never
abandon
put
think
that
in
I
no
man.
think
effort.
I think the
Yeah, he
movie touched so
abandoned him.
many
Yeah.
different elements, and it's all about humility and understanding the different perspectives of people's lives, right? Because he didn't
Mm-hmm.
acknowledge that because mentally there was so much jam packed behind that to where he wasn't even able to have conversations about it with the woman he's closest to, the person he's closest to in his life had no idea
Mm-hmm.
about any of that.
Mm-hmm.
And even though
Yeah.
he didn't even Damien's character is kind of the antagonist, even though he was sitting there telling her all the tea about it, he still left some of that he felt that's a conversation you need to have with your man, even knowing he was going to blow stuff up the way he was about to at that party. He still didn't cross
Yeah.
that
Of
certain
course.
line.
Of
Because
course.
he never stopped love. Yeah, he never did stop loving him like a brother. You can have beef
Right,
with your family. He was just
Yeah.
hurt behind it, and then that hurt
And he
amplified for
wanted to prove
18
a
right,
years.
point, bro. Of course, yeah. And of course he wanted to prove a point. He really wanted to come to him from the beginning and tell him, look, bro, I want to fight. I want to
right.
fight you. But you not in this. You know what I'm saying? You're not in it right now. He had to give him some kind of a reason. And
To
then he
come back
straight
in.
taunted. Yeah. At first I didn't like that scene where he taunted him at the beach, but it makes all the sense in the world once you like sit down and understand, Dane's perspective when it comes, where he's coming from as well, and how
I
things
mean,
happen.
And
So
he ain't never
yeah.
lie. Not once in the movie. He like even at the beach scene, he was like, "I ain't gonna lie. I needed you when I came out. I needed you when I went in. I don't need you now. I got what I came for, and so now I, I
Indeed.
can I can give you them
and
hands."
gave him
And
a
Yeah.
hand right there.
Yeah.
oh, he not. I thought
No,
they was gonna
so
fight right there. So that was one thing. I feel like I don't recall the other two Creeds too in depth because I ain't watched them in some years. But don't in every like Creed movie or Rocky movie, Rocky or Creed, they get knocked out or they get embarrassed by like a fight or something, and they gotta have their redemption
Right.
moment at the end. I felt like that was like
Okay.
the continual thing. So I thought that was what's gonna happen. Like Jonathan Majors knock him out, and he like, well, now I gotta get in shape,
Eh,
and then he fight him. So I was glad they didn't do that route this time. They just had him fight the
well,
one
you
time.
you know it.
Yeah.
He had to beat
Yeah.
up the
I
other dude.
figured that it would only be just the one
Yeah,
fight.
they always gonna have two fights in the movie, but you got to think we had the one fight already. This might be the first one you got three fights in. You didn't really think about.
The the first one was
I
like
mean,
real
but it's
short.
still, you know,
Yeah, of course. It was just him, yeah, building his character,
I'm
building the
not even
story
that
up.
big of
They did that.
like an anime fan, but there was anime aspects about this movie, just the way they did some of the fighting scenes,
It
for
was.
sure.
Well, I was gonna say that was more like a Sherlock Holmes moment where he was looking and like slow motion fighting people. Like, oh, there's a
Yeah,
weakness.
I
X-ray.
mean, but he's just trying to create in every single Creed movie. When he has these fighting scenes, he really tries to put people in that moment as much as possible. You talk about even the final fight scene, which we can see what you guys' thoughts were on it. Where for the first 10 rounds,
So
it's pitch black around them. It's just them two in there together. You know,
Showing
ain't
it. Ain't nobody else
because
in the
they is
room
blacked out.
because,
They zoned out
you know,
on they on their
yeah.
business. You know,
And,
so I
and
was gonna
what's and
tell
what's
y'all.
so crazy is that nobody else cares about what nobody else thinks but the
right?
two of them, bro. Like they have such a connection and such a bond with each other that they really fighting for either one's respect.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was gonna. I know we ain't at the point right there where we say our least favorite point, but since you brought up, and I had said like when I texted you, I said it's one part I didn't like about the movie. It was that final scene with the fight. Just because like when they blacked out and they start having like chains pop up in jail cells, it felt just like the fight between Spider Man and Mysterio to me. And I was
Oh
like,
yes,
this is a little
yeah,
misplaced to me.
yeah,
Like it
yeah.
got a little cheesy in that moment for me. I ain't gonna lie.
I can see that.
Well,
I can see that. It would have been nice if they kept it more genuine, but
Yeah,
it
if they
was
just
dope.
blacked out, it would have been different. But they start doing too much like literal, I guess, metaphor analogies. I don't know, like
Yeah,
having the prison behind, and because it's showing like
and it's back up
it.
against the wall.
Yeah, it was pretty much throwing Michael B in Dame's
right.
Rey
world.
Mysterio.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I mean, there'll be people that don't like it, and there'll be people that like it. I'm pretty neutral on it. If it would have stayed like that the entire fight, I probably wouldn't have been okay with it. But for it to zone out like it did for 6, 8 rounds, and then come they both punch each other and then snap back. I'm like, okay, cool. Because if they do that same punch, it don't hit the same. Because we just sat there in darkness right with them, like, oh, okay, this different. This is a little bit on the anime side, but I guess I'm messing with it. Okay, okay. Oh, bam. Oh, okay. Boom. Lights, cameras, L.A., Hollywood, Dodger Stadium. It snap you
it
right
snap you
back, and then
back.
you even more engaged. Because each one
Hmm.
of these fights had those moments.
Well, I think it
But
was.
I mean, but yeah, that's how I mean. At the end of the day, he's again, portraying the movie
Mm-hmm.
from his point of view. If you really sit down and think, a lot of people talk about like the voice in your head and like, in certain points of your life, your entire life flash before your eyes and stuff like that. There's not really a way to portray that, or they don't really portray that in movies. But a way to portray it is just, saying showing different things, different aspects, different pieces of trauma, memories, and stuff like that, kind of coming in and out of focus while you're actually in the act of doing whatever it is you're doing as your human, as your human body. So, I personally enjoyed that part of the movie a lot, and I like the fact that they went in depth with it like that and just made it more different than the other two movies. You can actually feel that it's a different Creed, and it's not like how you can't tell Rocky one the
At
difference
all.
between one and
Right.
five, bro.
No,
It's really
I
hard
I
to after
think
so many.
I think
So
as a director, he really challenged himself to make it more than just a boxing movie. You know, we talking about different
yeah,
perspectives. We talking
Yeah,
about acknowledging the struggle, the fights that people go through, where they so talented at a young age, and it all falls apart. You know, you can even say
hmm
touched on re-entry into
right. You
community
can even
too.
say they touched on you know men's mental health in society. when if but one of them
Yeah,
have a real
it's so hard for
conversation,
us to speak on what's
one of them
wrong.
have a
Yeah,
real conversation with each other at any point over that period, it probably don't even get to that level. But he gets out, they still haven't had that real
yeah,
conversation. They kind of had that fake
Of
initial
course.
conversation while they were sitting there eating some food, right there at the beginning. But they really didn't sit down and talk that whole
Mm-hmm.
time. They didn't really have a real talk until after the
Mm-hmm.
fight. You,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
about
because
what really happened. But that's even Michael B still trying to suppress
right.
everything that happened. He ain't even recognizing when he got out because he ain't thinking nothing about Dame. He ain't thought
because
nothing
cause,
about Dame
because that
since.
think that he even said it, that thought about him, it was easier to pretend it hadn't happened, or pretend
Yeah,
it's better left in the past, because it wasn't just Dame. It was Dame. It was that moment that he took responsibility for. It was also that man that was
hmm,
grown whooping up on both of them. So it was just so much he was trying to
yeah,
bury, which
exactly.
is that's
Yeah,
something that's also happening in these group homes and things like that. Because he even told his
yeah,
mom, he talking to
yeah,
her,
yeah,
she's saying, you don't even realize how strong your words are, you know, because that's one of the last things he's yelling at his mom is, you didn't. He's like, she's like, what did she say? You wouldn't have any of this without. This would have never happened without if you would have told me. And she's like, you right. This never would have happened. Like, not just the two of
yeah,
y'all feuding, but you getting to where you are doesn't happen if she doesn't do what she did.
yeah,
You know. So,
yeah. Of course.
what you saying that that fighting scene was kind of like one of your least favorites. I'm telling you, my favorite part right now was just that brother to brother, man to man moment they had after, where he's telling him, "Bro, this ain't your fault." You know,
And
well,
yeah,
that's
them taking
right? And
accountability
them having that
for
real
their
talk, and that's
actions.
something they could have easily left out of the movie. But them sitting there in that empty locker room and having that talk together and saying, "Hey, man, it's not your fault. It's not my fault. We both apologize for our roles and each other's lives, but we gonna be locked in regardless." I thought that was so powerful for people to see
Hmm.
that the grudge could be so dark where they is calling people out on national television talking about running, and then
Hmm.
even after
Yeah.
having a 12 round fight and getting knocked out, they ain't go grab a gun and do nothing crazy. They were able to talk it out. You know.
Hmm.
yeah. And I think that's like that's true because like I feel like dudes especially like we'll have some in us for like years like and but if we able to like duke it out, we simple beasts. We duke it out, trade our licks, get that issue, and we ain't got to like rehash that same issue. Like they got they fight out and they understood. Like I think the fist spoke a
Right.
lot of the words. So then and they gave each like you said they were able to give each other a lot of respect because they both wanted to prove to the other that because Michael B his whole life as a child big Dane was his big brother and he was like the champ and he was always a little man and he always felt like he was being protected and a coward next to Dane and then Dame he see him like living his life during
Right.
the
I
rumble
mean,
in the
even the
jungle and stuff
checkmate
so he
thing,
like well now he took
right?
so
We were talking about where you got that
yeah,
from.
so when they hit each other, it just showed that yeah. So then when they hit each other in the same time in the same spot, it was like yeah, they know they're more equal than both of them realize, and that's when I feel like they start like Dame started realizing, oh dang, this ain't little bro no more. I gotta look at him like he a real like threat, and so
Hmm.
when they were sitting down, I think it made Dame realize that he might have lost more than he thought. I guess because he knew that he was the best, but then to see that the person he knew he was better than, like he never probably even thought that he would have to sweat with Michael B because he knew him as a child, and so then he like, dang, I literally had lost everything for this man for 18 years. I get it back for 3 weeks, and he take it from me again, pretty much. So I'm like, yeah, that's messed up. But he realized that his family, Michael B, at that time was like more important than that title or anything. So the few words they had, they was able to shed them few tears, and it was understood with like two sentences that they was boys
Yeah,
again for
no,
life. So I thought that
Yeah.
was nice because
Of
I didn't got in a
course.
fight with somebody in high school where I ran for him for like 2 weeks. I was like, yeah, he gonna whip my ass. He about 6'3", I'm 5'6". I was like, I gotta fight him. We met at the corner. He hit me twice. I said, pause. If I recall, I hit you twice. You hit me twice. I think the beef should be annulled by now. And he was like, yeah, I got my issue off. We good, little bro. We've been good ever since. Very reasonable young man. Cause
You know, it's just funny because I feel like as men, it's always a pride thing. You know, obviously testosterone
yeah,
plays a role, but it's always a pride thing. And you know, you have some people that take that L and they aren't able to just take it. You know, and
yeah.
that's the
right, it
cowards that
becomes
go get the
something so much
guns.
bigger than that.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, you can see the maturity level. I mean,
Hmm.
within the both of them. I mean, one, you know, has been in prison all this time, so he was only able to mature in one way, as far as like him growing and becoming the shit, bodybuilder that he was. And then you got Michael B, his maturity level. He was able to actually understand that not you're not always able to just talk things out, because even when he did try to talk it out, when he explained it to his wife, which I really like that foreshadowing, he was able to talk to her and tell her that you're not always able to just talk it out. If a person is bullying you and put your back up against the wall, you don't have no choice but to fight. And
Right.
that's what he did. I mean, good thing that Michael B was mature enough to be able to keep it inside of the ring, because I mean, he wasn't in a position to beat him anyway
Right.
on the beach, but
He would have got
but
whooped
he
in
but he
his
understood
Gucci
that.
slides.
He
Hey,
understood that.
he ain't have no
I
problem
thought
knocking
that he
old
was
boy
gonna.
out on the way.
Oh
Oh
yeah, I
no,
thought for
no, he
sure that
put
he
him to
was
sleep.
gonna.
He put him to sleep because I think he
Yeah.
was still laying there. He stepped over him when he laid down, and then he said, "What you say about me?" And then he stepped back over him.
Yeah.
I sure noticed that. I was like, "Yo, dude, still on the ground sleep." Oh shit.
Nah.
But
so,
yeah,
who y'all thought was more fit in this movie?
bro, Jonathan Majors, dog.
Boy,
What? But
that
he
man
is
was.
he an older person, bro. So I mean, he just got the mature but body. He got the
Man,
mature
I was
body.
like, man, he finna like. I thought for sure that he was gonna do more damage than Michael B. When they had him in the rings, I said, "Dang, Mike, you looking a little tiny." 'Cause this man huge.
Then you see the flashbacks too. I didn't realize how small he was in the other two movies. I mean, granted, those movies are like, one is maybe like 8 years old, the other one is like what, 4 years old, 6 years old, or something like that. So, I mean, he was a lot younger back then. But no, if you put him, his body up in all three of the movies, I mean, he got the best shape of himself as of right now. But Jonathan Majors definitely killed him, bro.
Yeah, I saw that man doing his little workouts, like grabbing the ropes. I'm like, man, he got
Yeah,
that prison
man.
workout
He
routine
ain't playing
down,
with it
boy.
at all.
Hmm.
I was like, I need to get 18 on real quick. Come out.
Look,
Dude been conditioning for this movie all his
when
life.
they had him in the motel getting ready to go to the music release party or whatever, and he's sitting there washing his outfit in the
Mhm.
sink. I'm like, oh yeah, this dude a dog. This dude a dog. What he say? You got me. This man
Bro,
wearing
bro.
designer stuff. He's talking about, yeah,
Gene
you
on
look nice
Gene.
tonight, man. You look cleaned up good. He's like, bro, you okay? Thank you, thank you. I just cleaned this shit in the sink, but
He walked in their house. He said, y'all got see-through floors?
which was I thought that was so incredible because if
Bro.
you think about it, you got a daughter that's deaf, you doing a lot of your communication, with your hands and stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. You got to
Yeah,
Oh,
see
I didn't
everything,
think
bro.
about
he
that.
really thought
Yeah,
so many layers in depth
bro.
about.
Hey, this movie cold, bro. I don't care what nobody say. That's why I can't wait to
Man,
continue to watch. Every time I watch it, I know I'm gonna be able to pull something
that's
else.
why I
I
think
know it.
it's so incredible. There's so many. Is it the most action packed one out of the three? I wouldn't say so, but there's so many more messages that will reach out to people, young people that maybe this is the first Creed movie they've ever seen. They ain't seen other because it's the younger generation out here now. So maybe they see this, but at least they learned
Yeah.
something from this. But if you hold on to stuff and you don't ever speak
Yes,
about what's
man.
bothering you, you could mess around, lose everything. Because Michael B. Jordan could have really lost
Yeah,
everything, regardless of that fight. He wasn't honest with his wife. They battling. His daughter sees him acting outlandish in front of their mom. You know what I'm saying? Like that's real stuff that will
hmm
happen
and
because
then
men aren't talking.
true. He right, and then he had the kind of a fight
Right.
with his mom. You know what I'm saying? All about what she kept away from him and everything. He was just felt so betrayed when it came to that. So that was he again had his back up
and
against the wall.
and that's still
I
like the
think that
last
one of
thing
the
he said to his mom.
yeah,
Hmm.
well, at least he got to
No, she
see a
wasn't
She
even
woman
was
there
not
married,
there,
because at
bro.
that
which
point
She
he
was
was not
not
is
even
even there.
there.
delusional.
She wasn't even there,
She
bro.
saw her
Yeah, she
husband
wasn't
had
even there,
died
bro.
40 years
Yeah.
ago, 30 years ago.
Yeah, but
Uh-huh.
she was still talking to him through like if like she said he saved her. Like she was
Yeah, of
like he the
course.
reason I
Yeah,
forgave you,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Adonis. So
Hmm.
but I think one of the most important lines out of that movie was like when he was arguing with Tessa, and he was like, she's like, "I need to know what's going on with you, D. Like, tell me what's going on." He's like, "What, you want to see me cry? You want me to be weak? You want me to be like?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's really how we be feeling. Like sometimes I feel like women don't even be caring about what we say. They just want to be nosy and know that they got something to know, like what will break us. Like, now I know this your weak spot type of thing sometimes." Or we supposed to be a rock, but we never feel like we got a safe space to confide in unless we talking to like our boys. Like I tell y'all everything, but even still, we don't say it in like a emotional like breakdown type of way. Like as
Hmm.
men, it was just so hard for us to like really open up and say what's really going on. So
Yeah. I mean,
that I think that's both.
talking to your boy or talking to your friend, especially a male friend, it's easier for them to be able to, kind of come with, understand where you're coming from. And they, depending on who it is you're talking to, maybe what it is you're talking about, they don't take what you say in a way that you're not saying it. If you get what I'm
Yeah,
saying, like
yeah.
they
So if I
they get what you're
say
putting down. So yeah, whatever.
yeah,
If you say that the color blue, I'm coming out of that conversation that the color was blue. I'm not saying, well, I think it might have really been green, though, and possibly could have been red before it turned into what he talking about. But you know what I'm saying? Like you haven't,
yeah.
you going off with what I got going on. So I mean, that's what they say. Women they really kind of think with emotion sometimes. So,
I think it's
but
also harder for me to confide with a woman person in my life just because they pry deeper than we like them to sometimes. Like it's already hard enough to talk about what we want to talk about, and they will, but why? Well, why? I'm like, hold up now. I share what I feel like sharing. Like,
right,
don't go too deep. But
right.
also, when you talk to your boy, like, I hit you up. I'm like, what's going on, bro? And he's like, oh, I'm straight, bro. How are you? I'm like, man, I'm going through it. And in your head, that mean I just cried in the shower for 45 minutes.
I ain't gotta ask you why. What you mean? Or
You
help
like, all
me
right, you don't
understand where
want to
you
talk
coming
about it. Like,
from.
That's when you hit her with the man. But you good now, right? Yeah, no, I'm straight.
yeah, you good now, right?
All right, say less.
I'm good. We we got key phrases like when you hit them with the damn that's crazy. That mean all right, bro. You didn't complain enough. Move on. Like,
Hey,
yeah,
and you
bro.
know
She
what's
taking
even
all my
funnier too?
kids. Damn, that's crazy.
Okay, dude. Hey, but you know what's crazy too? Even that scene with them two talking to each other, Dame and Adonis, they don't talk and say much. They talked a lot more with talking around what they needed to talk about. And when it came down to them talking exactly what they needed to say, it was only a few words that was needed to be said, bro. And they both understood each other, and it was the respect. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that's
He
is
said
at
it
the
ain't
end of
on
the
you,
day.
and we was kids, and
I
they
just I just think
understood.
I just think
You're
as
right.
men
We absorb.
and there is no race to that at all. Most men can look at each other, have a whole conversation, and not say a single word just off of some looks,
Not
right?
say much,
Because
bro.
we are
Hmm.
designed, created to assess situations, look at them, and make sure we're putting the people we're supposed to take care of, whether that's our family, our children, have whoever is with us, we're able to assess threats like that. Like, nah, we about to leave up out of here right now, and we could, you know what I'm saying too. I could not know the dude across from me at all. I'd be like, look at him, like, are you seeing that too? Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah. We
But
up out of
but
here.
everybody else, the children, the women might be, what are we leaving for? What's going on? When all the men in us, grab your stuff, let's go. you know.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
go.
I was talking to this girl at work, and she was telling me like it was so crazy to me. She was a white girl that don't really have much to do with it, but as black men, that's two factors where we more alert all the time. So I ain't been to New York before, but they had went to New York for vacation. She tells me, yes, sir. So I'm at New York in Times Square, and this mob of Jewish people just start running at me, and I was like, what's going on? So I follow them, and it's like they're having like a Jewish rave. They call it like a Jew rave. I was like, oh, I was like, because if you had told me that a mob of people was running in a place I'm not familiar with, I'm running in the opposite direction. You told me you ran with them, like I was just
You
like,
breaking all the rules. What
I
the
said, you didn't broke the stranger danger rule. I saw the stuff going on in the world. You running towards crowds in Times Square.
Man, crazy.
But yeah, it's just different strokes for
hell? You
different
want to,
folks.
yeah, you want to stay away from her, bro. She gonna keep you in the danger zone at all times.
You know.
Yeah, but oh, fun fact about this movie: when I was in San Diego, I was at a boxing gym for a little bit before COVID, and I don't know if y'all recall the blonde chick that was like training him during his montage, Michael B.
Okay.
She was at my boxing gym. Everybody, like when she first got there, everybody would sign up for her classes, and it'd be like packed. And my trainer used to get so mad because they was both females, but she was like a boxer. Mine was a kickboxer. So I would be in her class, and they, as her class grew, they used to push the other girl class to the corner, and she would just look at her like, what's wrong? What's wrong with my class? Why everybody always on her class? And so I've been watching her on Instagram. She like the Mitt Queen on Instagram, and she had told us that she was gonna be in that movie, but I didn't know she was gonna have such a big role. So I was like, I was proud of her. Like I'm like, oh, she actually out here doing things because she used to be cold up in there. She used to be screaming top of the lungs like fast as hell. I'm like, I would never want to piss her off. Like if you ever break up with a girl, don't let it be her. But yeah, that was. I was like, I know her. I
I mean,
know
you
a
know, it's
celebrity.
even funny speaking on
That's
like
funny.
what I was already talking about, like just men being able to look at each other and have like a mutual understanding on a whole topic that had happened in complete silence. You talk about where Michael B is training, you know, with the lady preparing for that final fight, and they call in the guy that was supposed to fight in the original fight, you know, before he got his hand messed up, and they sitting there, you know, fighting each other, and he see Michael B ain't even there. He looking at the trainer, and they both looking at each other like, "But this is a waste of time. He signed up for something he ain't even gonna be able to do." They didn't say nothing, but you saw all of that just in the visual communication that they had with their body language.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
But you also saw the reverse when Michael B had his second win and realized what he was really fighting for. He got
yep.
up and
Looked at
looked
him
at,
and
he
said,
took
"Yeah,
off his helmet and
it's
looked at
on."
dude. He said, "Who said we was done?" And he
Yeah,
was like, "Bet." Like, and that was that. But also, other two signs of like nonverbal communication was like the looks that Dame and uh, Adonis gave each other in the rings. Both when he fought the one dude at the beginning and messed him up. Like Creed looked down like, "Hey, bro, I gave you a shot. You just
yep.
embarrassed the hell out of me." And dude looked down like, you know,
Nah,
but
the
he
way he was
also
moving
he
that mouth,
actually
look, the
he ain't
way
even
he
looking
was
at him
moving
like
his
that. He
mouthpiece
looked.
during that throughout that movie, like when he was in the ring, like letting people know, like, you know, this is nothing. This is
Bro, he talks he
with his
he
mouth.
talks so
Yeah,
well with his
yeah.
just his facial expressions, bro. Jesus Christ, bro.
But
Like
it's
even watching him on like red carpet and interviews and stuff like that, he's such an animated person, man. I can't
you saw
wait to see
Jonathan
him.
Majors,
Yeah, bro, I can't wait to
bro.
see
Yeah,
him
he
play
funny.
Kang, man. Oh my God, he
Yeah,
is going. He just the fact that that they got such a great person to play what we gonna see maybe 20 different versions of Kang, maybe.
yeah,
And the fact that he's just going to be able to, he's got the range to play every last one of them so
yeah. He
well,
got good range.
bro. It's going to be off the chain, man. It's going to be off
I
the
would
chain. I
say
really love,
Michael
I
B.
loved him in
Really.
this movie though.
I would say that it. Speaking of range, that's probably uh one of the things that Michael B. does lack because they don't really put him in
Yeah.
a role where he could be any. He's always like an angry black dude with a chip on his shoulder, like in every movie, like in Creed, Fruitvale Station, uh, Johnny Storm. He wasn't even supposed to be black in that movie. He was an angry
Hey, I feel you on that, bro. But I mean, sure, look at like he just probably one of them,
he fit
black
the billing.
actors. Yeah, he just fit it, bro. I mean, you got what's your boy name that do all
The
the
Rock,
Taken movies? No, not the
Liam
Rock, because
Neeson.
yeah, Liam Neeson, bro. Do he
That's
not?
his. That's his. That's his. That's
Every
his movie.
movie, somebody get kidnapped, and his job is to, just work his way back to get it, bro.
It
I
don't
mean,
even
look
be in the Taken movies no more. He be in a whole different movie. Dang, they kidnapped my cat.
at,
You would think he'd be
and then
better at getting and watching after his belongings, but
I
they
know,
just keep that.
do you think his responsibility and him, taking care of his stuff would get better? But nah. And then shoot, Keanu Reeves too. Did y'all see this new Matrix movie that came out? Was it Matrix
It,
3 or no, it
Yeah,
was
it was
4,
something
right?
it was
crazy.
like 4.
Yeah, it was 4. Bro, why is Keanu Reeves just John Wick now, bro? Like he is John Wick.
Yeah,
He's not even Keanu Reeves anymore. This
it's
shit is
crazy
fucking
because he
hilarious.
had like Keanu had more range because he had like speed. He had point blank. He had point break. Sorry, he had the little one where they playing the guitars. It's like a uh, buddy film where it's like they stoners or something. I forget the name of that one. But he had a lot of different
Shit.
movies going on.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, coming up for sure. But
but
once
now
he
that
got
John
into
Wick
that,
out, that's him.
yeah, because I mean, like I say, when you look at that new Matrix movie, he not even Neo, bro. He's just John Wick in the Matrix.
Yeah,
It's like
he more human. So what would y'all rate this one at?
I got it at an 8 out of 10 with some flames behind it. So it might,
Oh,
be in like an 8.5, 8.6. I can't wait to watch it again. I will say most of the movies we talk about do not have replay value to me.
the
So I
last
can't
two
wait to
now
watch
though,
this one again.
because
Yeah,
we're gonna
this
watch
one
Cocaine Bear again.
definitely got to watch Cocaine
I
Bear
made
again. I
Saul
can't wait
watch
till they have
Cocaine
the. They're
Bear.
gonna have an unrated version. I'm sure. You said
Yeah,
what?
I made Saul watch Cocaine Bear. My dad
Did he enjoy it?
with he was like, man, that movie tickled me. That bear was on cocaine. But what you think, D? What would you give
Uh,
it?
man, I'm gonna give it a 9, bro. Just because there's so much that we
Oh,
don't even know, like we didn't even pick up on, that we will continue to pick up on from watching over and over again. Because he really
Oh
went
yeah.
out of his
Oh
way
yeah.
to
Most definitely.
be as authentic to just everything that movie could portray, and maybe it kind of diverged from the actual plot of the movie, the actual storyline, but he was just so on top of trying to make sure he gave everything the most authentic version of whatever he was trying to, portray. Like the glass floor thing, and
Yeah.
just
yeah.
going through that battle with his lady.
That I didn't even
Right.
pick up until you just said it. Like, I feel you. I give it like an 8.5. Only like I said, only thing I thought was a little excessive was that scene going too far, in
Oh
my
yeah. Of
opinion,
course.
with the graphics in the fight scene. But other than that, it was
Everybody got to have
cool.
CGI in their movies now, bro. It's just a part of
Yeah,
the budget. It comes with it. Even if you don't want it, you got to find a
you
way to
got you
put it
got
in there.
you better fucking CGI
Look,
the
look, look.
logo
I'm
in
gonna
the
say,
intro or something.
We do not have a CGI team over there
when they
getting
had
paid for
that
nothing.
second fight where he won the belt and everything was getting real chippy and dirty. I'm like, man, don't tell me we finna have a Mike Tyson moment in here. Hot because
Where he bite off
he
your
was
ear.
getting real dirty up in there.
Oh,
I'm like,
bro, wouldn't he
he,
get rowdy, bro? I was waiting on him
he
to do something dirty, bro. But I really like that they kept them like neck and neck,
no, I'm
bro.
talking about not
I like
not
that.
when
Yeah,
he was fighting Michael B. When he was fighting that first one to get the belt, he didn't care. He was throwing
Oh, facts.
bows.
Yeah, no, I thought he was gonna kill dude, bro.
I thought he was
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
kill him
yeah. I
too.
thought he was gonna kill dude, bro.
So I think they were setting us up for a 4 though. I ain't gonna lie to you with
Man, that would
his
be
daughter.
way down the line. I mean, you would have to wait to see.
Mm,
Oh man.
They could just get another actor. What you mean? Put a little CGI on his face. He 45, something out of nowhere.
I mean,
oh, I see what you're saying. Like, yeah, like they like she grow up and she do like women boxing, maybe young sparring
yeah,
stuff
because
like that, and then they got him playing the Rocky role
yeah, the
to
trainer.
him.
Because you think
Yeah,
about it, they ain't had no. That's an untapped market. Like really, like the female side of fights, like
that
uh
and fight movies,
and
period,
deaf
bro. That's not
and deaf
something.
movies.
Every most the only true fight movie that came out prior to these that at least wasn't about somebody who was real was Rocky. And so I mean I like the fact that he's doing this, and this is like modern day Rocky for us, but nobody else is making fighting movies. Like you've seen plenty of boxing movies, what's
yeah,
that, Billion Dollar Baby, and
it's kind of a lost
you
art
got
now.
other classic fight movies and stuff. Yeah, it's a lost
Yeah,
art. Yeah,
But I
most
mean,
I
movies
thought.
that
most movies got boxing in
yeah,
it, and it's like
the
built around that.
storytelling has to be phenomenal
Yeah,
because everybody know how a
Hmm.
boxing movie is gonna go. It's gonna be ups and downs and rounds and rounds,
Yeah, of
but
course.
the storytelling in the movie and to make it as vivid as possible and try to bring as many people in that theater to watch it for the stuff outside of boxing because the boxing fans is gonna show up just to see how well they portrayed their sport. but the goal is to get other people
Exactly.
in there,
Yeah.
which I think even with this cast, the cast
Yeah.
alone might intrigue some people to go see this movie that ain't seen none of them before, right? There might be a whole new deaf
I
community,
ain't seen that a
right?
Nan Creed before.
It could
Jonathan Majors just taking over the scene. I'm gonna see anything that
oh
man
yeah.
in from now on, because every movie he in,
You seen
he done
Lovecraft
took
yet?
over. I still ain't watched that.
Tripping, bro. Tripping.
I watch it,
They tripping for
but
canceling it, but
I was gonna say, oh yeah, other fight movies I liked, like Fighting with Channing Tatum and
okay, I know
what's
that
that?
one. Yeah, I remember that one.
What's that boy name? Lucius. What's his name? I forget.
Oh,
Terrence Howard.
yeah, Terrence Howard. Yeah,
Yeah, that was a good one. Never Back Down, the first one. Then they started making the other stuff we ain't gonna talk about. Southpaw is good.
Southpaw is an
Um,
awesome movie.
yeah, but
Jake Gyllenhaal
Halle
Paul.
Berry got one.
Jake Gyllenhaal got a new fight movie coming out soon.
Mm, I gotta check that out. But
Yeah,
yeah, I
I
enjoy
forget the
fighting
name
movies
of it.
because it gets you up in your seat, and like your mind was saying, like Michael B like really took all those hits like to really sell it. Like, so I'm sure Jonathan Majors probably did too. But I don't know, good acting. So I'm glad they did what they did. Now we got Shazam next week, I guess, or
Yeah.
yeah,
You
Shazam
used to,
17.
Man, I don't know if I want to spend the fucking
you,
money on that shit,
Right.
man.
I was looking at the preview. It's like,
Hey, I might just get on watch one of them explain YouTube videos and get
right.
the feel for it there.
Definitely John Wick, but we'll see
yeah,
about
yeah,
Shazam. I
yeah.
Oh,
might.
most definitely
You
going to
still
see
got
John
the
Wick,
A list
bro.
with
Gotta see
AMC?
that.
I got this thing right here. It is called Movie Pass. I should get paid for
Man.
sponsoring these. Uh,
Oh, that's what you was trying to set up.
so what you do is you
I've
get
been
this
trying
little
to set
card
that
here.
up for I don't know how long, bro. It keep
You
telling
get a
me
little.
I can't. I'm not allowed to be put on the wait list right now. I'm like, dude.
Well, you might not want to because like I thought it used to be when they first had it because this is second wave back in like 2016, 17 they had it where it's just like online you save your seat, but when you come in you had to show them your card. Now you can't even like get a ticket until you actually at the theater. You can go anywhere, but I'm like, bro, if I want to see Creed, like I was sitting like offset and I had got the tickets the night before, so I'm like, I can't go see tickets in a timely manner with that. Now if you get the AMC list, you get paid $20 a month and you get like any you get 3 movies a week and you can see any flavor, so you
Yeah.
can see an Adobe
Looks like they
IMAX,
got like a yearly
whatever,
rate and then
no
the
restrictions.
monthly one with the A list.
But yeah, it's
But
definitely better
but is
to
it strictly
pay
just for one
monthly.
person, or can you add other people into it?
It's just one person, but you get discount. Like you build up rewards points hella quick. So like you can get, I have free tickets like every second visit or something like that because I got points for every like 5 times points for concessions or something like that to where it paid
Okay,
for the next ticket. So it like
but
work out,
but
but
yeah, I think it might be good if they
if
continue
you're
to
going
drop
a
good
lot to the
movies. I mean, we going a lot right now because of what's dropping right now. It's a
Yeah.
lot that's
Cause,
good that's dropping right
cause
now. So
well
it's
it's a
the
hard to
good
theaters
not
back
30
go
days
to the
of
open
hitting
now.
movie.
on
You
my
know it's
dog.
been
I get that, but even before then was I know we would go to the movies, but we didn't go just to be
to the
going and
movies.
look.
Yeah,
Yeah. We wouldn't. It was specific things that we waited to see. You know what I'm saying, and go watch them in the movie. So I
but
don't
the
know.
thing
Right
about it
now they
is
dropping heat left and right.
if you go to movies one time, I don't even know how much tickets cost no more because I always got one of these passes, but I'm sure it's like $15 for like uh IMAX ticket or something like that. So you
That's
pay
about
for
how
it in
much it
two
is,
movies.
but I'm kind of
Two
seeing
movies
that.
you can see 3 movies a week, not a month.
Yeah. Cause
So
I'm buying me I'm buying my ticket, my girl ticket. So I mean, it's the two of us, but I only spend like $20 a movie on our ticket, and then I get discounts every like other movie. So I mean, I save a little bit here and there, but I mean, I don't see it. It's almost like some of them other movies where they have it to where it's like you get online and you look at Amazon got a movie for $20, $25, and it's like, bro,
yeah,
do I want to spend $20 for me just to watch this? Oh no, but it makes sense for you to spend $20 if you got 6 kids and a wife,
yeah,
and you know what I'm saying. Like that makes plenty of sense because you're not going to take all of them to the movies and spend $20 and get to watch a movie. So I mean,
yeah,
I kind of I get iffy on it. So I sometimes either wait until they stream or they only like $3, or I can get it from Redbox. I mean, yeah, Redbox or something like that.
they still got those.
Yeah, it's still Redbox. It's sitting outside of
Yeah.
Walmart.
Mm. Oh, you got to go into
Walmart's,
Walmart too.
Walgreens. They nah, yeah, well, yeah, you do got to go
They
into
got to put them in
Walmart for that one.
Target. You know.
Nah, they ain't got them on the
Oh,
Target. Target got they make too much money off it. They sell 12 inches, bro, and probably cassettes now. Target
oh.
sell, yeah, the Target trying to get their money with everything. Shit.
Did y'all know that at Target, if you go to Starbucks, you get unlimited refills while you shop?
Hmm.
I don't drink
That's
Starbucks like
nice.
that, but found
Yep.
that out.
See, that's the thing,
They
bro.
You
That's the
found
thing.
you
I
found
was
out
just
you
watching
found
what
out
would
I
I
on
do with
told you
TikTok.
that?
myself?
Crazy.
You sent me that, huh?
I was
Nah.
watching a TikTok where they was like make sure that you get all of the free things that you can get on your birthday. And
Man,
I was like, okay, I'm finna do that. These apps smart as hell, bro. I tried to sign up for that shit a month before. They was like, no, you have to sign up 6 months prior to your birthday in order to get the
because
damn,
people
bro.
was finessing it
Like,
at
all right,
first.
whatever, fuck it. I'll wait till next year. Oh, of course, yeah, making sure and just saying my birthday tomorrow in order to get, you know what I'm saying, whatever it
Free
is they need
stuff.
to get. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I get it. But yeah, man. All
Yeah.
right, y'all.
So
Well, next one
good.
y'all say we gonna do. I mean, are we really going to see Shazam? Or we gonna wait until
I'm gonna
that come
see
out and
it,
then we'll do it?
but
Oh, you gonna
we'll
go see
see
it?
how.
Okay.
I'm gonna see it, and if it's that bad or that good, we'll do a review. If it's a mid, we might just wait for John Wick.
Okay, yeah, because we got John Wick in 65 coming out. 65 come out before that. It actually come out this weekend. Scream and
Oh,
65 come out this weekend. So
so
it's
what's
something
I'm
else that
gonna
we can do.
I might see all those, and we can pick which one is best.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Scream
that's
gonna
right.
be
Keep on
trash. We
listening.
know that. Is Demi
I don't know,
Lovato in
bro.
that?
That one look good, man. That one look
I ain't even
good.
seen the preview. It just sound like it's gonna be trash.
Yeah, it do sound, of course it sounds like it's gonna be trash, but
It's
no,
like the
this
eighth
one look
Scream.
good.
It's
Yeah,
the same dude killing the man.
yeah, it's still the same characters from the last movie, I believe. So
Have you seen the show?
yeah,
The show is fire, so I guess it
yeah,
might be.
yeah.
But all right, that's a bet, y'all. Thanks for
All right,
listening.
y'all. Yeah.